The murder of Charlie Kirk has changed me. I am not the same man I was a week ago, and I'm struggling to come to terms with that. I've seen it be a common experience in the days since it happened of others struggling to sleep and unable to focus at work. I've experienced exactly that, as well as a pit in my stomach which is yet to go away. I think it is a mourning, not just an empathetic one towards Charlie's family, but towards a patient and docile part of myself that has died, and for a time of peace which has died, of which I didn't appreciate its presence while it was alive. It's because I know without doubt that now the time is war. A man of similar age and background to me was publicly brutally assassinated in cold blood, with his family and the world watching, for daring to express views that I either agree with entirely, found frustrating and misguided, or make mine look tame by comparison. Then, the deformed and dysfunctional freaks who make themselves the enemies of goodness and truth laughed and rejoiced. Murder, murder, murder. It's a word I can't get out of my head. If I was in that seat, it's the word for what would have happened to me in front of my wife instead. I watched this happen just days after watching a woman be murdered while on a train, alone, as my wife often does to commute. Charlie was me, and Irina was her. How am I not at war? How can I not treat it as war when myself and my family are a circumstantial hair's width away from sharing their fates? Murder. Blessed be the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. These times are not unprecedented. Left-wing terrorism, fueled by foreign influence, ravaged America in the early 20th century, and all of continental Europe for the entire 20th century. What can we do about this? Can we allow it to just continue? Can we sit around and wait for institutions to fix it? As I said in my last video, institutions do not act, the people within them do. And you know the people in them want you dead too. So what are you doing? I know what I'm doing. It's organising, it's alliance building, it's holding up the flag to the entire right wing of join or die. It's setting aside personal, religious, and ideological differences as much as I can reasonably help it as a matter of survival for my family and my people. The right is a disorganised mass, unable to coordinate and effect change. We are divided and conquered. I will be making friendships with key people in order to bring them into the fold of the wider group. It's the groundwork of cooperation which was done out of necessity prior to the Spanish Civil War, when the same leftist freaks pushed and pushed and pushed until the violence snapped back on them unrelentingly, and they were defeated, dead or exiled. They killed the man who talked to them. So now what? What's the plan? Do we keep talking? Keep trusting in the evil people who wield the hammer of justice? No, I don't think so. You are a soldier now. You didn't choose to be, but you are. Consider yourself conscripted and furious at those who force this upon you. So let's do what soldiers do. Train. Make yourself ready and useful, and pray for peace that you might never be called up, but prepared to do your job if you are. Your only alternative is to be murdered. They have the means, they most certainly have the motive. All we can do is take away their opportunity by being as strong as possible. We do not yet have a worthy general, but when he appears, we must honour him by already being worthy soldiers. So yeah, don't expect many more nice thematic film breakdowns from me. There's likely to be some, but only if it helps the war effort. My mission now is to empower the right. If you have ideas how with which I can assist, please reach out. But now you need to be coming up with ideas. You need to know the people close to you that you can frequently meet with to train, practice martial arts, study, network, and financially patron. You need to organize, not agitate. Weaken your enemy when it is of no loss to your own strength. Making people lose their jobs is the start. Keep thinking along those lines. Do not do anything to get yourself arrested, as you're no use to the effort behind bars, isolated and under watch. Punish your enemies without being punished. Do not do anything without plausible deniability or valid defense. Scorn protests entirely. They are useless, achieve nothing, are done with the permission and approval of the state, and are effortlessly directed by intelligence services to act as a pressure valve to release the hatred of your enemies that you should be using to motivate your growth. Go underground. Build yourself and as many people as possible up in strength, physical, practical, mental, and spiritual. Anytime you are so exhausted and daunted by the magnitude that you ask yourself if it's worth it, answer that the only alternative is for you and your family to be murdered. It's not hyperbole. You are not silly for feeling that way. It's a credible threat which has been made against you and actioned against your friends and people like you. Then I think you'll find the motivation to go on for what may be forever. At this point I was writing the script, the alleged shooter had just been arrested. Speculation over motivation is still rampant. So far the evidence is that he had leftist, trans, brain rot, terminally online slogans written on the ammunition casings as per the FBI and the Utah governor. He seems to come from a normal, conservative Mormon family. If you weren't aware of the socialist history of dismantling the family, you should be. It's not some boogeyman idea that mainstream pundits like Kirk and Peterson put out. Every socialist movement and state has prioritized it. The family as a concept threatens their inhuman, bug-like system and desires. You must put your loyalty to the party, the workers, and the revolution above all things, and ties of kinship threaten that. A person's family, which they have created themselves, makes them more conservative, traditional, religious, and right-wing than they otherwise would be. We know this through intuition and empirical studies. It creates an unbreakable and unmatched in-group preference in all but the severely dysfunctional, such as abusers, who are the exceptions that prove the rule. Therefore, to be pro-family is to be an anti-revolutionary action and state of mind. So you go to the gulag, or as Charlie, you get shot in front of your wife and children. If you are the Tsar, you get shot and bayoneted with them in a damp basement. Only one man has the right to demand that level of priority, Jesus Christ, and he demands that you honor and love your family. And shooter aside, you have seen the reactions. People that you work with, study alongside, share traffic jams with, stack your supermarket shelves, give your grandparents medication, want you dead. They may not be willing to do it, but they'd be happy if someone else did. Maybe it's because you believe what every Westerner did until 5 minutes ago. Maybe it's for being white or an Uncle Tom. The question is, what percentage of people that you see in a day that view you as a target is too high? Is it 1%? Is it more? Is it less? Answering that question, you'll see why the only things Joseph McCarthy and Enoch Powell did was not go far enough. We are certainly never getting solutions from Trump and Farage, who don't have even half the spine or will to power that those men did. Face the future as best you can. Avoid the slop. Do not trust the plan. For now, trust only in yourself and those who watch your back. Strength and honor. If you would be generous enough to support what I do, you can preferably buy me a coffee or become a YouTube member. Thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.